interesting. So let me tell you guys about the Renaissance tour and how fun it was to people watch as I drove up to Lincoln Financial Field that night. Because this was back when I had a more reliable car. I had a Nissan Altima. Then, of course, the transmission blew. I had bad luck with cars, but that's another story for another podcast. But yeah, July 12th, 2023. I went to go see the Renaissance tour. And being that the Renaissance album and era was dedicated to largely, the LGBTQ community, you know, you saw things that I normally don't see in Wilmington, Delaware. And I mean, you see, I'm not saying there aren't gay people, there aren't lesbians, there aren't bisexual people, there aren't trans people, there aren't non-binary people in Wilmington, Delaware, but that was a huge congregation of underrepresented folks at the link that night. And I just sat in the car and watched so many people free to be themselves. And I came away inspired, that, all right, I'm the only straight, I don't think I don't think I was the only straight dude in the building, but I felt like it. And I wasn't wearing anything disco ball, because the Renaissance thing was the disco ball theme and all of that. So there's a lot of people wearing a lot of silvery, sparkly things. Your boy had on his burgundy red Philadelphia Phillies throwback logo t-shirt, some silver basketball shorts, and a pair of New Balances. I looked so out of place. This beard, this goatee that I love so much. I have to tell you guys a story about the goatee in a minute. I looked so out of place, but nobody judged anybody, because 60,000 people were there to see Beyonce. And we had a time, dog. We absolutely had a time. And I just, I came away from that concert thinking there's nobody that works harder at her craft. Like, she sings, she dances, she entertains the crowd. And then, with the Renaissance tour, you had all those crazy props. Like, she was getting elevated off the stage and all of that stuff, being hovering over people. That would scare the hell out of me as somebody who hates heights. So Beyonce literally just goes all out. And that's why she is the biggest living pop star today, without a shadow of a doubt. And just going to see her live and, being able to understand why she has such a, we'll say, overzealous fan base, because some of the Hive, they be tripping. But Beyonce is an incredible performer, and the Renaissance tour, I think that probably was the best way for me to be introduced to Beyonce live. I mean, I didn't see Cowboy Carter because Cowboy Carter didn't come to Philly, and I wasn't driving to North Jersey or PG County for Cowboy Carter. Wasn't. But I feel like the Renaissance tour was the best way to introduce me to Beyonce live, because I've always been a fan of dance music and, disco, house, EDM, all of that. And Beyonce introduced that to a new group of fans, a new generation. And people understood that Black people and Black queer people, by extension, have done so much for music, for music, Black music, of course, but music in general. So being able to witness, Beyonce's labor of love, as it were, and the people that she intended it for enjoying themselves, like, I just looked around like, this is a very special night, a very special night. And I hope that, anybody else that was outside of the intended audience, like myself, came away from that night feeling the same way. Because every so often, people seem to feel like they're owed exclusivity for their for the norm. But people outside of the norm, they don't get celebrated that often. And Beyonce was able to do that with Renaissance. And I sat, let me see. There was a male couple a few rows down from me. There were a couple of girls to my right who had smuggled in some greenery, shall we say, and they were lighting up before the show. And they looked at me like, and they knew I was a square. I mean, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I'm very much L7. I'm sorry. But they looked at me and they looked like, oh, he's going to ask us to put it out. I said, nah, y'all here, enjoy yourself. This is what it's supposed to be. I mean, I ain't going to catch no contact. I mean, I'll just scoot down a little bit so I can drive home in peace. But y'all light up, have your fun. And, we danced in the aisles, and everything like that. I mean, it was a blast. It was blast, man. I mean, that's what concerts are supposed to be. Concerts are supposed to be for you to enjoy yourself. You don't need to be restricted. You don't need to be restrained. You don't need to worry about what the next person is doing. You don't need to worry about what the person behind you is doing, the person in front of you is doing. Just have a ball. And that's what the Renaissance tour in Philly was for me. And I enjoyed myself. Like, I still go back and look at some of those videos that I took on my phone, raggedy as hell, because I'm not really a video photographer. But just go back and watch them sometimes and be like, wow, I really saw Beyonce live with 60,000 other people, and it was lit. It was a good time.